Hiya, welcome to Ask Amanda. Now, today's video is inspired by Amy Henry London, who asked me a question on Twitter. What's the difference between good fats and bad fats? This is a very good question, Amy, but it's also a very important question. F-A-T. It's the three-letter word we have all grown to hate, and we've been programmed into avoiding it at all costs, but I don't understand why, because there are good fats as well as bad fats. So in this video, I will try to distinguish between the good, the bad, and the wobbly. Now, the big difference is between saturated and unsaturated fats. And the easiest way to tell them apart is just remember that unsaturated are liquid at room temperature and saturated fats are solid. So why is that important? Well, imagine this inside your cells, right? Now, this is going to keep them nice and fluid. Now, you can find this in natural sources such as oily fish and cashew nuts, avocados, olive oil, flax seeds. On the flip side, however, this levelly saturated fat is going to clog up your cells, so have less things like cheese and butter, even less red meat. Of course, moderation is really key here, so even with the good fats, don't overdose, because there are links between too much unsaturated fat and health problems. And speaking of health problems, let's talk about the wobbly, shall we? Now, this is one type of fat that is so bad for your health that actually in the last few years they've been called to completely ban their use in the food industry. What are they? They're called hydrogenated fats, but you'd probably have heard of the word trans fats a bit more often. This type of fat, it rarely occurs in nature, which means that it's got to be man-made, and it's man-made especially for those naughty people who like to extend the shelf life of their products. So think about things like ready meals, general junk food, certain takeaways, you know the culprits. In fact, get this, most nutritionists recommend that the only genuinely safe level of dietary trans fat is 0. It just goes to show you how bad it is, so please stay away from it at all costs. Now, I know we all want to indulge every now and then. Fair enough, if you do, there are higher quality cakes and chocolates out there on the markets these days that don't contain trans fats. There's loads of them. Just keep a lookout, check the label and be careful. And lastly, please do not think that low fat is the way forward, because I know a lot of you do. I used to do it myself. What they do in order to make it taste yummy, they take out the fat, the good fats, they replace it with sugar to make it taste yummy, and we all know that sugar turns to fat and is toxic. But I'll talk about that more in another video. So that's it for today. If you like the video, please give it the thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel for more health tips and exercise vids. And if you have questions or comments, I really want to hear them. So pop them either in the comments box below or find me on the Twitter machine at ByramBod. That's it for now. See you guys. Carbs are not the enemy, I promise you, not all of them anyway. There are basically two types we need to be on the lookout for: simple and complex, otherwise known as fast carbs and slow carbs. And what that all relates to is basically it's the speed at which it's absorbed from your stomach into your bloodstream.